Hello and welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well. Decent amount of news to cover again today. We'll be looking at Hbar in some more detail as there's another use case I'd like to share with you guys. Also have a quick look at Quant as there's some additional information with their interoperability solution and interaction with governments. One of the first things I wanted to touch on in this video is some more tweets by Blockworks. The main one being that news just in is that Spotify is planning to add NFTs to its streaming service platform. Again, this is absolutely amazing news and sort of very big for the tech industry in general. If we think about this now, we have majority of social media platforms looking to integrate NFTs of some kind. Obviously Spotify in the music industry, you've got sort of Twitter and the social media industry of that side, you've got Meta/Facebook, Instagram, part of that same Meta parent company. They're all looking to integrate NFTs as well. So we're really sort of pushing towards this Web 3.0 narrative where there is a cross technology stack type of ownership going on for NFTs and sort of content in general, and it puts the power back into the hands of the users. Something also interesting that Blockworks tweeted just over 1 hour ago is about Russia, how Russia's central bank has granted a license to issue digital assets after calling for the ban of crypto. So the lender said it has been approved for a license that would allow companies to begin issuing digital assets via its own, I presume, its own DLT platform. So Russia is still sort of dancing around the edge of cryptocurrency, probably as well after seeing what Ukraine has been doing, recently legalizing it and accepting a lot of donations of cryptocurrency because of how flexible and easy it is to sort of send money and payments via blockchain or hash graphs. Another interesting tweet I just wanted to quickly look at. Not a lot of exposure at all, but just food for thought. I've seen a recent spate of comments on the videos talking about the price of Hbar and people getting a little bit disappointed and stuff, but it's good to sort of take a step back, look back in a few years' time to say when it's 2030 and you look back at buying at these prices, you will believe effectively, or people would say that you either lucky or you'd say you're a genius, and this has happened in the past with Bitcoin. So people buying Bitcoin back at $10, $15, $20 a coin, and it's now sat at nearly $40,000 a coin. It's almost completely unimaginable or almost seems unfeasible, but this is the kind of industry that we're sort of investing in and putting money into. It's a rapidly developing space. Obviously the majority of the news I cover on this channel is the macro side of it and how all these crypto projects are interacting with big businesses, and that is really what will drive forward the mass adoption. It's once it gets through these enterprise level solutions, mass adoption becomes a thing, and you will see massive amounts of price appreciation with what you've invested in. That's just how it works, guys. Rome was not built in a day, and you will not become a millionaire overnight. You may never become a millionaire, but at the end of the day, we're all in this to see it out for a long period of time. So yeah, just kind of wanted to put that out there again. The Quant news today is looking at a tweet from Andrew Carrier, and it obviously talks about G. Verdian, who is the chief of Quant Labs. But last month they participated in a webinar with the Digital Pound Foundation, and it explored how CBDCs could be successfully established and optimized, as well as how transactions and foreign exchange could work, as well as the considerations for cybersecurity, privacy, and regulations. So the event brief being global markets and the coming revolution in cross-border settlements. Gilbert Verdian explained the need for interoperability solutions and standardization for these, so interoperability between DLTs and beyond, and this is effectively what Quant does. I said to you guys before, you've effectively got two players in this space. You've got Quant and Chainlink. The difference being Quant has a much wider scope than Chainlink, and I probably would think that Quant really will be the winner in the long term between Quant and Chainlink. So that's kind of where my bets lie. It is with Quant. Chainlink is a very good project as well, but it's very important to diversify your portfolio for these types of things. But massive news here that they are still talking with the Digital Pound Foundation, and they may be part of the UK's CBDC development, similar to how Stellar or XLM is with the Ukrainian CBDC development, and potentially Hbar is developing the CBDC in South Korea. If I flick back over as well, some absolutely fantastic news today that Hedera has just donated $1 million in Hbar to Ukraine's peace efforts. Community members who would like to contribute Hbars can also do so via the public Hedera account linked below. So if you go to the wallet and you can send Hbars directly to the cause effectively to aid peace efforts in Ukraine. This is fantastic for the community in general and just kind of shows the resolve and solidity between all of the Hedera holders as well as just the ecosystem in general. Really, really good to see. We can see Hbar Systems here providing early warning to 2.1 million Syrians using Hedera. I mentioned this before in a couple of videos. If you go back through my videos, Hbar Systems was one of the use cases built on top of Hedera, and they effectively are a solution to mitigate loss of life, and this could be rolled out. It would be nice to see if this got rolled out a lot faster and potentially used in the Ukrainian and Russian conflict to save people. So some more really bullish news there for Hedera in general. Some other really exciting news on the Hedera ecosystem is Tangent. So this is literally an account that's just been formed from what I can see, but Tangent, they're claiming, is the first DEX on Hedera to be deployed leveraging application-specific L2 infrastructure, and it's being incubated by Hedera Starter to kickstart permissionless trading on the Hedera network. It'll be very interesting to see who's first, whether it's SaucerSwap or Tangent. I still think SaucerSwap will probably launch first. There may be some differentiation in the fact that it's a application-specific L2 infrastructure to SaucerSwap, but if we're talking about DEXs in general, I think SaucerSwap will probably be first. However, this will be very interesting to see, and this probably links back to those teasers that Hedera Starter released in previous weeks. But again, some really bullish news for the Hedera ecosystem, and these projects are slowly rolling out behind the scenes, and I'm just trying to keep up to date with all of them because there's so much going on at the moment. We'll have a lot to do in the coming weeks and a lot of new applications and dApps to explore on the network. Some other really bullish news here as well for Ripple. So Ripple has just given out 1 billion XRP in developer grants. I'm not really sure how much that is in dollars at the moment. Not $1 billion though. The first two waves, there you go. So the first two waves of XRPL grants have offered $6 million in funding to 50 open source projects built on the XRP ledger. Again, this is really, really sort of bullish anyway. So total value of the grant is around $794 million, so just shy of $1 billion. For those of you who aren't aware of what development funds are, I had a recent infographic a few weeks back that I released to the 5th of March. Development funds are pools of financial capital to support ecosystem growth, and they're very, very, very good at doing that. They effectively allocate those funds to upcoming projects to enable the dev teams to not worry about securing capital or venture capital, and allow them to solely focus on making the best project possible. But what we can see here, still, this Ripple development fund would put it in at number 2 against these projects on this list at roughly $800 million. But Hedera's development fund is still nearly over 5 times larger than that of this new Ripple news. Regardless, still very bullish for XRP in general. The last thing I wanted to touch on in this video, guys, is ServiceNow. It's another use case on top of Hedera, the platform of platforms for the digital workflow revolution. So ServiceNow's cloud-based platform delivers digital workflows that create great experiences and unlock productivity for the enterprise. Within these workflows, ServiceNow intends to increase the trust of multi-party processes with the use of distributed ledger technology. So their challenge being that distributed ledger technology often suffers from slow speeds, expensive transactions, and opaque governance. For the enterprise level of adoption ServiceNow demands, they saw a scalable alternative. Again, this should be ringing fairly consistent with what we've heard before from all of these use cases, and they all turn to Hedera to fulfill these needs. So Hedera offers the performance and efficiency necessary for ServiceNow to bring distributed ledger technology to their global user base. Examples of use cases actively being explored include trusted SLAs, so service level agreements, and e-procurement services. So a service level agreement in the procurement sort of world is effectively where you have a predetermined sort of contract or level of service that you expect to receive from a third party. If the third party does not commit or make true on that service level agreement, there are normally sort of remittance clauses in there for sort of clawback of cash and those. So they're effectively onloading those into the Hedera ecosystem and effectively tokenizing them and setting them in stone within the DLT on Hedera. So really important stuff. If you can see here, there's different infographics over in this webpage talking about ServiceNow. It's quite complicated, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I will link this down in the description. But again, we just see this as another really bullish use case, and it also again is very closely tied to the supply chain industry. And if you guys have been following a lot of my videos recently, you know I've been banging on about how the supply chain side will probably be one of the first big rollouts of cryptocurrency in general, and probably for Hedera, it will probably be one of the first industries targeted, because it needs a lot of transparency added to it, and that's something that cryptocurrencies in general can bring with their unique technology. So ServiceNow will apply the Hedera consensus service as a means to exchange signed, verifiable, and ordered state changes. ServiceNow anticipates deploying multiple layer 2 networks to support each business network and value stream to form a cryptographically verifiable multi-party business process. With speed and efficiency of Hedera, ServiceNow is confident in this architecture's ability to scale to any size, involving a few to hundreds or even thousands of organizations. So this is what Hedera is all about. We all know this anyway. It's almost unlimited in terms of the magnitude of scaling that Hedera is capable of, just due to the way that it has been built from the ground up to facilitate that. Anyway guys, that kind of wraps up this video. If you're enjoying these videos, please leave a like, drop a comment. If you want to see something in particular as well, leave that in the comments. I'm more than open and willing to check out sort of different projects if you guys want to see that, or any particular content. Please do let me know. Go and follow me over on Twitter as well. We've just gone sort of past 300 followers on Twitter. I will be releasing some more infographics soon. They seem to have a great reception over there. And also please subscribe here on YouTube. I'm at nearly 1,000 subscribers. At the 1,000 subscriber mark, my idea will be to open a Discord server for you guys. Obviously completely free. You guys can all sort of join in, and I can interact with you on a more sort of personable level in real time. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.